Hello there, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Shira Abang Mansour and you're now watching English News at 5. Residents of China's key cities of Beijing, Shanghai and Wuhan are returning to regular activity on Monday. Traffic is building again on the capital's roads as people quickly return to outdoor sites such as lakes, rivers and shopping malls.
However, according to the state media, businesses is still slow in some smaller confined places, such as restaurants. It also reported that the people who had been infected were not as anxious as before. In recent days, state media have sought to reassure the public that the COVID-19 outbreak is under control and nearing its peak. China's Center for Disease Control and Prevention reported that cumulative deaths in China since December 1st have reached 100,000, with infections at 18.6 million. Health data firm Airfinity expects China's COVID infections to reach their first peak on January 13, with 3.7 million daily infections. The lifting of curbs after November's widespread protest has overwhelmed hospitals and funeral homes, with public concern fueled by scenes of people on intravenous drips by the roadside and queues of hearses outside crematoria.
As China prepares to open its border on January 8th, many are still divided amid a fresh surge of COVID-19 cases in the country. Nonetheless, Sarawak welcomes the return of Chinese tourists as it bolsters its precautionary measures on tourist arrival to prevent any possibility of another major outbreak.
Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Dato Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah stressed the importance of such action in weighing the benefit of inbound Chinese tourists in driving the country's tourism industry. Meanwhile, Health Minister Dr. Zalina Mustafa said the Ministry of Health is closely monitoring the country's COVID-19 development, including restrictions that have been made by several countries against travelers from China as part of its measures to contain the possible surge of infections. She said with the extension of Malaysia as an infectious endemic area until June 2023, MOH can take any immediate action when required. In a statement released today, Dr. Zaliha said that based on the information reported by China to the World Health Organization, variants and subvariants found in China have also been detected in Malaysia. Thus, she urged the public who received their first booster doses and have already exceeded the 6-month period to get a second booster shot and not wait for a specific bivalent vaccine.
The present monovalent vaccines are effective in preventing serious illness and death caused by COVID-19, said Health Minister Dr. Zaliha Mustafa, urging Malaysians not to wait for the new COVID-19 bivalent vaccines.
She revealed a supply pertaining to the bivalent vaccine will be made available soon, following the recent approval of the conditional registration given by the Drug Control Authority. Dr. Zaliha said currently only 49.8% of Malaysians have received the first booster dose vaccine and only 1.9% had taken the second booster dose vaccine. She further revealed that the Health Ministry had placed priority on monitoring the increasing cases of COVID-19 in China, as well as restrictions that have been made by several other countries against travelers from China. As such, the ministry will also improve the containment method of COVID-19 infection spread in the country, as well as preparedness to deal with any possible increase in cases. These include changing existing policies, especially the management of COVID-19 pandemic healthcare at the nation's border, as well as tightening the standard operating procedures of health checks at all entries into the country.
Malaysians are urged to refrain from taking to their social media on uttering negative remarks and stigmatized towards inbound Chinese tourists to Malaysia. Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Datuk Seri Tiong King Sing stressed that the two nations have enjoyed long-standing and close relations.
On his official Facebook account on Monday, Tiong cautioned Malaysians not to stir any untoward remarks that could send an impression that they are not welcome. The Bintulu MP said any questions or concerns should be raised through proper channels so as to achieve a win-win solution. He also expressed his gratitude to the leadership of China and its people for the support of Malaysia and that the country has emerged as one of the top 10 overseas destinations for Chinese travelers. China recently announced that it will ease its travel restrictions with the reopening of the country's borders and lifting of quarantine measures with effect from January 8th. This has led several countries to roll out new travel restrictions on travelers from China in a bid to prevent a wave of infections due to the spike in COVID-19 cases in the country.
A man was killed after the vehicle he was driving crashed into an electric pole and plunged into a drain at Jalan Nyelong Bypass in Sarike early Monday morning. According to Sarike Bomba Chief Mahmudin Narudin, the deceased, identified as 49-year-old Lau Chung, was believed to be heading towards Jalan Meruton from the town area.
Pasukan bomba mengambil masa hampir masa sejam untuk mengeluarkan mangsa yang terperangkap di bahagian tempat duduk pemandu. Operasi ini akan mencabar bagaimanapun dengan kemahiran pengalaman yang kita berjaya melakukan atau mengeluarkan mangsa. Sebaik saja berjaya dikeluarkan, mangsa bagaimanapun sudah disahkan meninggal dunia oleh pegawai perwatan yang berada di lokasi dipercayai akibat kecederaan parah yang dialaminya. Ini merupakan kemalangan maut pertama di Sarike pada tahun ini. Punca kejadian masih dalam siasatan.
The four-wheel drive vehicle was believed to have lost control before hitting an electric pole and crashing into the drain. The victim's body was handed over to the police for further action. Kuching North City Hall DBKU will hold its popular Kuching Car Free Morning program twice a month effective this year. The new schedule will see the program being held on the first and third week of every month. The program was previously held once a month on the first Sunday from 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. In a Facebook post, DBKU said this is part of efforts to reduce carbon dioxide emissions in the city centre, as well as to provide an opportunity for city folks to get their morning exercise. DBKU's announcement came following the Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Jari Tonopeng's proposal last month for the local council to hold the program twice a month. Welcome back. The Education Ministry MOE will continue the investigation for disciplinary purposes following the incident of two Malacca under-14 girls volleyball team players allegedly slapped by their coach. As part of the investigation, the ministry will have a meeting with the parents of both the girls to get more information on the incident. The ministry in a statement today said that it views the issue seriously and will provide full cooperation to the police if a report is lodged about the incident. A video of the incident has been making the rounds on social media since yesterday. Following the incident, the Malaysia Volleyball Association MAVA said it had suspended the coach involved from all national volleyball activities until the investigation is completed. MAVA also said that it had taken immediate action to set up an investigative body to look into the incident and would contact the related parties for that purpose. On to the global news. US President Joe Biden has not yet made a final decision on whether to run for a second term in 2024. A report by Politico claimed that First Lady Jill Biden is in favor of her 80-year-old husband running for a second term. Politico said on Sunday that Biden continued his running conversation with family and select few friends and allies about a re-election bid during a vacation on the island of Saint Croix. Despite concerns about Biden's ability to handle another presidential campaign, those in the president's circle believe he is likely to run again in 2024 and that a relevant announcement could be made earlier than expected, possibly in mid-February. In November, US media reported that Biden had been meeting privately with a very small group of senior advisors at the White House residence to prepare for a potential 2024 re-election campaign. Russian drones targeted infrastructure in Ukraine's capital and surrounding areas on Monday as Russia extended its bombardment into the second day of 2023, resulting in some power outages and damaged energy facilities.
According to Klitschko, one person was wounded by debris from a destroyed drone that hit a road and damaged a building in the northeastern district of the capital. The regional military command in Ukraine's east said air defense systems destroyed 9 of the Iranian-made drones over the Dnipropetrovsk and Zaporizhzhia regions by the early hours on Monday. President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Sunday that Ukrainian forces shot down 45 Iranian-made Shahid drones fired by Russia on the first night of the year, praising Ukrainians for showing gratitude to the troops and one another. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin, in his stern New Year's speech, signaled no let-up in his assault on Ukraine. Kiev military administration said by 3 a.m., Ukraine's air defense systems destroyed 20 air objects above the capital.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. More headlines anytime at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And that is all for now. I'm SARAWAK Mansor. Thank you for watching.